In Key Skill 4, we're going to be solving more difficult problems using the nth term rule that we've learned before. We've been told in question 1 that the first term of an arithmetic sequence is 4, the 7th term is 22. Find D. So let's get going. The first term in an arithmetic sequence is A, so we can start by writing down that A is equal to 4. The 7th term is 22, so U7 must be equal to 22. U7 is A plus D n minus 1, where n must be 7, so you can replace n with 7. So that must mean that A plus 6D is equal to 22. But we know that A is 4 because A is the first term. We can now solve this linear equation and find D. So 6D must be 18, so D must be 18 divided by 6. D must be equal to 3. That question's all done now. In question 2, we've been told that the third term in an arithmetic sequence is minus 12 and the fifth term is minus 20. So we need to remember that the third term, or the nth term, will be un is equal to a plus d n minus 1. Un, so if we go over here for u3 will be a plus d times 3 minus 1, which will be a plus 2d. And the fifth term will be a plus d 5 minus 1, or u5 would be a plus 4d. But we know that the third term is minus 12, so we can replace u3 with minus 12. And we know that the fifth term is minus 20, so we can place u5 with minus 20. We can solve these equations simultaneously. Because these both have a 1, I'm going to subtract the first line from the second line. A take away A will be nothing. 4D take away 2D will be 2D. And minus 20 minus minus, that's a double minus on the 12, will be minus 8. So D will be minus 8 divided by 2, which will be minus 4. And then to find A, I'm going to loop back up here. So it will be minus 12 equals A plus 2 times minus 4. So, I've run out of space. Let's move everything up a little bit. Minus 12 equals A minus 8. Bring the minus 8 here, so A must be minus 4. Because minus 12 plus 8 will be minus 4. And that question's finished. If you weren't sure and you wanted to check, what you could do is you could plug the A and the D back into the nth term and check you got minus 12 and minus 20 when you plugged in n equals to 3 and n equals to 5 with this specific A and D. Now, question 3 tells us that the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are here, find P, A, and D, hence find U7. The trick with these questions is to remember what an arithmetic sequence is. An arithmetic sequence is a sequence that has a common difference. So if we take away this, the term in front, take away the term behind, we should always get D. So if you repeat that process twice, so the term in front, take away the term behind, should be equal to D. But you can do that here as well. So the term in front being 3p, take away the term behind, and that should also be equal to D. So these two equations should be equal to each other. So 5p take away 3p will be 2p minus 7 is equal to D, but 3p take away 2p will be p and minus 2. So they'll be equal to each other. Both of those are equivalent expressions that equal to d. Now you can solve. So put the p's on one side and the numbers on the other side, and you find out that p should be equal to 5. If you know that p is equal to 5, you can substitute in 5 here and work out what a should be. So a should be 2p plus 2. So 2 times 5 plus 2, which is 10 plus 2. So a should be 12. Now, if I want to calculate d, I could use any of the expressions for d that I made here, for example. Or you could work out what 3p was and see what you would need to add to here to get to here. So if p is 5, 3 times 5 will be 15. So I know that 2p plus 2 is 12. So I should be adding 3 each time. I can check that by substituting in p here. Now if I've got everything right and it is add 3, this expression should be 18. Now 5 times 5 is 25. 25 take away 7 would in fact be 18. So we can see that d is plus 3. To calculate u7, all I need to do is to use the formula, which is a plus d n minus 1. I'm going to put a equals to 12, d equals to 3, and because I want u7, I'm going to put n equal to 7. So I'm going to work out the bracket first. 7 minus 1 is 6. So u7 must be 12 plus 3 times 6 is 18. So u7 must be 30. That's a wrap. That was our last question in Key Skill 4. In the next video, we're going to be looking at the proof for the arithmetic sequence. So if you need to know that, which you do, stick around, take a little break. We're kind of in the middle of the series now, and I'll see you soon.